the end of the game. The end game, one might say, I suppose, if you're some kind of linguistics captain, but here we are, in some kind of Wily Castle. Who knows who the owner is? I couldn't tell you. With a fucking bag of gold in my hand, I couldn't inform you. But we're gonna dick around with some of the robot masters. We went as far as to get them. Why not try what they can do? Who knows? Maybe they're all really powerful, and could be... Who knows who the weakness is? I know who the weakness is. I'm just kind of screwing around. I want to show who attacks most effectively, who you could use, who does the best. I don't know. I could fucking finish this really quickly, but it doesn't seem like that makes a whole lot of sense when you go to the trouble of getting these characters. I don't know. I'm kind of coming around on this game. I still like it a lot, but I definitely prefer Day in the Limelight 1. I like... The stages are tailor-made, and I like that the most. They're tailor-made to each specific robot master, and there's a lot less trial and error involved. The trial and error is a big part of Megaman, but, I mean, Day in the Limelight just had something special. This one does too, but it's all about, I don't know, not quantity over quality, but quality over a different kind of quality. It's not a fucking phrase anybody uses. I'm trying to think of how to explain this, and it's really... whatever. I'm just going to assume you don't have the mental capacity of a 4-year-old, and you can understand what I'm elaborating on, and I don't need to continue clarifying over and over. But this is an interesting boss. I like it. It's pretty much just the same as the one from Mega Man 3. It just has a bunch of platforms. I wonder why. It's probably because there's a second form, and a lot of these bosses can't jump for dick. That's okay. It's all good. It's all gravy. Don't worry about it. And Crashman was the weakness. I could have done this a lot faster if I just utilized Crashman a little more, but... Who the fuck utilizes Crashman? There's no time. I don't have the time of day to do that shit. And would you look at that? There's a second form all along. Whoever would have guessed. And Wily shoots little pellets. That's adorable. He's like a little hamster and flicking his little wood chips at you. And what's this? There's an aiming laser of some kind that fires a bunch of bullets. It's like I'm playing fucking Gradius. But I don't know if I really like Crashman is his weakness in both forms. It just really isn't my thing. I like to differentiate it, kind of like how they did in the 9 and 10 Wily fights, but that's just what I like, so gives a flying fuck. And Crashman accidentally murdered one of his fellow robots. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a robot or a toy. I'm sure this is really riveting commentary. What is that fake Dr. Wily? Who cares? It's not real. Even in the context of this particular video game, he's not real. I don't know. Because clearly robots have some form of life. They're sentient in some kind of way. Just, they have to follow the typical laws of robotics. Thank you, Mr. Asimov. But, whatever. Doesn't make a cocksucking difference. We're at Gamma. And Gamma hasn't changed a bit, except he fires shots out of his mouth. Much more difficult. Or is it? It is. It isn't. I'm gonna defend that. How the fuck do I hit him? This is ridiculous. Well, you're gonna have to start with Metal Man. Only Metal Man seems to be able to damage him. It's weird. Why, it's almost like we're going for something similar to the previous game. You know, that Mega Man Day in the Limelight 1 thing. Who knows? I don't know. Well... Again, this is a concept that sort of works, but the trial and error kind of, for the final boss fight, it doesn't really do it for me as much as, say, being given a puzzle that you have to kind of figure out like they did for the previous Day in the Limelight fights. I mean, it wasn't like a difficult puzzle to figure out, you just have to practice timing it and working through it. There are a couple kinks, but it's really not worth complaining about in either game. These are both good final boss fights. It's just, I don't know. Both could be worse. Both could be better. And timing the time stopper is kind of a pain in the ass to get those platforms up there. See what I mean? Not very good at it. Whatever. And the E-tanks reset and the 1-up reset, so I mean you're really not in any danger of running out of lives or anything. But this is a good enough final boss. I like it. Just... I'm just a complainy Janie, what can I say? I don't particularly care for Gamma's stupid fucking face. I don't understand what that thing's supposed to be. Just a goofy looking thing with the Gamma signal... The Gamma symbol on its forehead. But just get right up in its face, Flash Man, when you freeze those platforms, because as you saw, those platforms will damage you if you get too close. But they go in a pretty easy pattern to get. Like, one of them will go up, and then it'll touch the platform when it nears the middle, and then when it goes to the right side, it'll go up again. It's easy to time moving across the platforms, but stopping them with the time stopper is a little more strenuous. That's really it. I mean, aside from that, you're fucking set to go. And now... Everything I said about how I hate this is completely justified now, because the fucking stupid Gutsman eyes are... Why would you design this to make them go in the opposite direction? That's fucking hilarious. It looks ridiculous, and I love it. This is actually very similar to a boss in Mega Man X, which I totally don't know about, where you kill each set of eyes, and they all have different properties, and then you can dash on the wall and they smash you into spikes. I don't know if that was an intentional reference, or if I'm reading way too much into this, because I have fucking... What the fuck? I switched to Heat Man! I wanted you to take away Heat Man! You took away Wood Man, you piece of shit! It's ridiculous. Well, maybe Bubble Man can waddle around. He's got a little strut to him. No, it's Crash Man. I'd love to dick around, but, I mean, there's really isn't enough time to do that. And... the weak spot on this one is on its arm, and it takes a second for its arm to show up. I honestly don't like the Crash Man segment, because you have to wait for the weak point to show up, because you have to wait for him to spit out these blocks, and you only get a certain number of shots at it. It just kind of... It slows the pace of this whole fight, and I just don't really like it, so I just decided to swap to Wily Saucer and chill up. Yeah, like, it's not dangerous, it's just I don't feel like standing around. And you have to wait for it to punch twice before you even get a shot at the actual weak spot. The fuck is this? I'm trying to hit it. There we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. And see, it still takes Crash Man, even if you have the Wily Saucer out. So, well, I mean, I guess that makes the most sense. They're all only weak to a certain actual weapon? I don't know. And maybe, I don't know, the homing beam, or whatever that thing is, splits into 4. I think this is also kind of a similar to a Mega Man X2 boss fight, with a fella, or the bullets at least are. I could just be, again, open your fucking window. Jesus, Wily was taking forever. And, well, look at that, Airman. Airman's doing alright for himself. He's killing this. There wasn't a Wily Saucer Mega Man 3. This game's fucking broken. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna have to return this, because this piece of shit is just the dumbest. And I don't know what these sprites are from, but they're funny, because they have dumb little eyes, and they're just rolling around. I don't know. I'll waste my E-tanks. It's not a waste. I need my E-tanks. I'm okay with that. And see, I wanted to out-saucer that saucer, but I couldn't do it. But I'm gonna try anyway. Because fuck you. Well, I'll try using Heat-Man. Because I hate using Heat-Man, but that's not a good enough excuse to not use Heat-Man. And see, what are you supposed to do? There's a laser. You charge through it, obviously. I don't like using Heat-Man, but that's clever use of his gimmicks. I like that. It's cute. But again, the whole trial and error aspect, just, it doesn't really grab me. It just kind of feels like artificial not time wasting, but artificial difficulty, maybe? I could be completely misrepresenting that term, it doesn't really matter. But I like the Bubble Man segment. It's difficult. It really brings to mind the Bomb Man segment of the original. I wouldn't actually even mind, like, if it was like in Mega Man Day and the Limelight's final fight, where you just were forcibly switched to that Robot Master, but granted, that could just be how I do it. I like this fight overall. It's just there are a few iffy parts, like, the Heat-Man segment's good, I just don't like using Heat-Man, and the Crash Man segment is a fucking atrocity against Man, of course. And fuck you. Bubble Man gets to chill on your saucer, and saucer and saucer, bitch! I'm gonna use an E-Tank, why not? Fuck you, Wily. You piece of shit, I've beaten you roughly 25 times by now. But I want to try and level out the sauce so they're... I don't know. I thought that was cool. But that's because I have a really misguided sense of what's interesting or cool. But we get a nice little credits segment. Unfortunately... Never mind. Airman took a hold of that, took hold of the remaining saucer. I was thinking it wasn't like in Day in the Limelight, where Gutsman was, unfortunately unable to walk, so we had to use Dr. Wily's Wily saucer as a, bizarre kind of wheelchair for him, I guess. And I like Quick Man outrunning everybody, that's nice. I don't know why, it doesn't seem to... Well, how the fuck did Crash Man outrun anybody? Crash Man's slow as gorilla titties on ice. He's nothing. I don't know. I certainly don't get it. This game is just fucking weirding me out, man. Heat Man, you just suck a dick. I was sick of him before I was even here. Oh well. It was a good experience, but we're not quite done yet, as you can probably notice if you can tell time and have looked at the bar, which I would imagine most of you have, because you're probably incredibly bored by my fucking droning voice. That's just an estimate, I don't know. But I'm gonna try something else. Just to show off something I didn't really... And fucking Bubble Man's chilling with his buddy Airman, of course. Dr. Light doesn't seem to have anything to say. But thank you for making, kids. I appreciate this cute little Megaman game you made. It was very sweet of you to do. Because I know you totally made it for me. What? The fuck? No. We can do a boss replay, just like we did in the first one. But... we're gonna do something amazing. I'm not gonna do the boss replay. I'm just gonna do boss 5. Fuck that. Because it looked like you can't even do the Wily bosses, like, replays for 4 and 5, which is weird. I don't know. But what I wanted to do is just do a little demo of Wily Saucer, because I don't feel like I really used it for as much as I amped up unlocking it, so what the fuck, you know? I might as well show it off. Now I'm actually going to do this fight properly with Crash Man instead of dicking around with Metal Man, and because I don't want to waste the Wily Saucer's ammo or anything, because this takes literally like 4 Crash Bombs and then we're done. I will say, it's kind of clever having Crash Man be the weakness to the penultimate boss, kind of like he was in Mega Man 2. So, it's little touches like that that I really enjoy. So, you know, like, you know, whatever. Just drop some grenades on him, whatever. I like the Wily Saucer. It's a really cute addition. It's fun. It's good to use. It doesn't completely break the game, and giving it an ammo bar is actually pretty clever. But... I don't know. I can't really think of anything that would be more fun to unlock. So I'd say this is a really probably your best bet. I kind of wanted to get the Wily Saucer off screen so it wouldn't waste any more ammo, but whatever. And again, stupid spring face. Holy shit, I didn't know you could kill it. Oops. That's pretty awesome. I'll say that's all I needed to hear. And now we re-unlock Wily Final. Maybe it just didn't save, I don't know. I don't know why I wouldn't do the let me... A fucking capsule getting a free life, that's the most ridiculous goddamn thing I ever heard. But no, we're gonna take on all the forms of Gamma with our Wily Capsule, except for, we'll see about that. But the shots also target enemies, that's good, it's useful, I like that. Swap out to Metal Man so he gets captured and they don't try and fucking take away my saucer. I would be pissed off. I worked really hard to get this. I'm not just gonna give it up to some fucking goober with a triangle in his face. I think it was... yeah, Flesh Man. And still got hit anyway, whatever. Yeah, I think it's cute they actually tried giving me a Heat Man, because I can tell you right now, fuck Heat Man. I don't know if I elaborated enough on that, but Heat Man is a terrible robot master. He always has been. They couldn't have designed him. It's not about design. He just sucks. It's just... it's the way it's gotta be. But you know what? I'm not gonna use... I don't really feel like using the Wily Saucer on this segment, because Crash Man It takes a while. What can I say? I'm not gonna... See, and I'm still not very fucking good at this last boss, either. So I still have to use an E-Tank. But so far, it's only one E-Tank. That's better than the 3 I had to use the first time. I don't even know if they really need the bullet, because it just adds more time to this. I don't know what else to say. Like, this... I don't know. Fucking... I want to use Crashman, but I at least want to get some hits on with the saucer. It's just... It takes too fucking long. I'm just gonna do Crashman. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of fucking stupid, cone-headed Gutsman faces spitting blocks at me. I'm trying to shoot the thing on their wrist, but I can't do it. I don't know. Yeah, this is really the only segment I'd say would be worth redoing if they did this game again. Fucking hell. Oh, if he doesn't... let me guess. Of course he's not going to do it again. So I gotta wait for another round of the blocks. It's just that it's busy work. That's the only problem with this area. Otherwise, I don't really have an issue with any of the other bosses. They all seem like interesting references to previous bosses. Or, not previous, but maybe like X-Series bosses. They're at least homages to that, and I can appreciate that, but... Fuck. And Wily against Wily, you know? You gotta do it if you get the chance. It's fucking cool. It's nifty. I did not mean to use that E-Tank, but whatever. YOLO. Quickman gets taken away anyway. And then Airman, again, I'm telling you, you don't need any of that shit. We get to compare saucers, and I gotta tell you, I like mine a lot more. I can't tell exactly which saucer is which. Like, from what game Wily's current saucer is. I'm just not really paying very close attention. I've got fucking saucer tunnel vision or something, I don't know. But and see how quick we did the Heatman segment? I'm telling you, the Wily saucer's good. You should give it a go. Try it if you're gonna play this fucking game. And we barely have enough energy left. We might not be able to finish this. In fact, oh, never mind. Well, let's put the saucer back on the saucer. And we did it! Again. Thank you for watching. I'll have a new perfect run up next time. But this has been quite a nice game. I hope you've liked it. Probably not as much as me, though.